like crazy girls.
How are you?
Well, bitch, I'm taking off my shoes so we're the same size almost.
Aja does the same thing?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of drank too much milk in school, so I'm like the tallest person in the building.
Well, I'm also 7 weeks premature, so that's why. It's not because I had caffeine like as a
Your mom
youngster.
didn't smoke.
No.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But you know what? Dynamite comes in small packages and it makes the biggest bang.
Right?
That's also, you know.
And glitter. I can get away with wearing glitter, and people won't be like, "You're too old for that," because they'll just assume I'm like 12.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Some guys like that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight going.
That young look, you know. Some straight boys are into that.
Really? I had no idea, truly. So thank you for just making my self-confidence go from 0 to 100.
Yeah, that's what we have to do for each other. That's what the girls do.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm really excited to be here. Nominated for an award tonight, so.
Tell us a little more about the category you're nominated for.
Well, I'm nominated for Best Podcast, along with Mariah and Angina for RuPaul's Drag Race. Angina can't be here tonight. She has a prior engagement, but Mariah will be at the bar.
Oh, I was going to say she wasn't on the tip shoot. So.
No, she'll be there at the bar. She's just going to be standing at the bar. That's what she always does. But I'm excited because our podcast is about promotion of love and sisterhood and just talking shit. All good, all positive things, but we talk shit, you know.
You got to a little bit. It's a good release of stress.
And it's a good way for three girls that don't, you know, necessarily have the both massive fan base. We're not super popular girls, but we're just girls that have a good time, and that's what makes it a good time.
That's so true, and I can actually verify that because I've seen you at Showgirls, and you are hysterical. I went 3 weeks ago. It was 3 weeks. It was when Jessica Wilde was there and Jiggly Caliente. I mean, it truly takes another level of skill to be such a personable drag queen, and you truly employed that in your performance there and your hosting gig. So is that something you kind of employ at every show you do, or do you kind of wish that you could just go lip sync and not have to worry about engaging the audience?
No, the audience makes the queen. You know, the people make a queen a queen. I would be just someone in a dress, really. But I always engage the audience. I always make sure the audience is having fun, having a good time. Because you know what? If they have a good time, they'll come back. If they have a good time, they'll tell their friends. And you want people to go out and actually laugh and smile and be like, you know what? It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Morgan was a little boring, but everybody else is great.
Yeah.
And that's how I like to run shit.
You weren't boring.
And you know, push positivity. I push the envelope when it comes to social issues on the microphone a lot. Talk about race and talk about gender and white privilege and, you know, trans. I have to. And you do it, there's a certain way to do it that make people think without offending anyone.
Definitely.
Unless you're a Trump supporter and you can fuck all the way off.
And I mean, you know, the thing is, people do get so offended by literally everything that some people, even myself, I'm guilty of this. I hold back on even giving my opinion on a controversial issue because I know my opinion is correct or will resonate with a lot of people, but if I mess up one word, it's like I'm like thrown away from the conversation. So how do you make sure that you're, you know, consciously choosing your words and everything, but also not getting so hung up on that? Because at the end of the day, you're just trying to start the dialogue.
Well, I really don't give a shit what people think, first of all.
I should be more like that.
And I never have, but I also feel like use correct pronouns when it comes to people. Make sure that you're not offending people on a personal level. You know, we don't use the N-word, we don't use the T-word anymore. These are words you don't use. But there's ways to poke fun at that without offending people. And there's ways to talk about our patriarchy that's going on in this country. You know, women's rights I talk about. I talk a lot about Black Lives Matter. Because again, my best friend is Mayhem Miller. I have way more luxuries than she does when it comes to driving down the street. So I'm going to talk about race. I'm going to talk about the things that make people uncomfortable. And if you get offended, you know what? Write a bad Yelp review. We're not going to read those anyway, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, and I think people can dislike Yelp reviews now or something. There's some platform that allows you to do that. So.
I really don't care. I can't read without pictures.
Okay, Okay, so to wrap up, two things. First of all, obviously we are at the Wowie Awards. If you could create your own category that maybe wasn't created, I don't know if you've read through them all, there's a lot. What would it be and who would you maybe choose? Like shadiest queen, fishiest queen, is there any?
Well, no, I wouldn't choose shadiest queen because I don't think that, including myself, World of Wonder doesn't really like to revel in the negative because we look forward. So I would have to do like biggest lips. And I would nominate myself.
I love that.
As long as Raven didn't come.
I don't think she's here tonight. She's like filming herself.
Yeah, fuck her.
Hey,
love her, but fuck
you
her.
got her gig though at Mickey's.
I know, I did. Thanks, bitch.
Well, thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much.
Enjoy the night.